Hayashi was brought into the world on 23 February 1876 in Kodatsuno, Kanazawa, Ishikawa Prefecture, the primary child of Secretary of Tonami Locale Office Hayashi Shishirō and his better half Bessho Saha. The second most established of his siblings, Hayashi Ryōzō, turned into a Royal Armed Force colonel, and the most youthful sibling, Shirakawa Yūkichi, became bad habit city chairman of Tokyo. Hayashi exited school in July 1894 to enroll in the Royal Japanese Armed Force toward the beginning of the Primary Sino-Japanese Conflict. After the finish of the conflict, he went to the Supreme Japanese Armed Force Foundation, and on graduation in June 1897 was relegated to the 7th Infantry Regiment. In 1903, he moved on from the military staff school. With the beginning of the Russo-Japanese Conflict, Hayashi took part in the attack of Port Arthur. Hayashi's most memorable significant order from 1918 to 1920 was as boss of the 57th Infantry Regiment, trailed by a period in 1921 joined to the Specialized Exploration Central Command and as an acting military examiner. From 1921 to 1923 he was the top of the preliminary course at the Royal Japanese Armed Force Foundation, trailed by a period joined to the Inspectorate General of Military Preparation. From 1923 to 1924 he was the Japanese Armed Force delegate to the class of countries, trailed by one more stretch joined to the Inspectorate General of Military Preparation from 1924 to 1925. In 1925, Hayashi turned into the boss of the 2nd Infantry Detachment. In 1926 he was made Commandant of the Tokyo Sound Fortification. In 1927, he turned into the Commandant of the Military Conflict School, continued in 1928 as Delegate Reviewer General of Military Preparation. At long last in 1929 he turned into the General Official telling the Royal Gatekeepers Division. In 1930, Lieutenant General Senra Hayashi was made President of the Japanese-Korean Armed Force. On the day after the Mukden episode on 19 September, he requested the 20th Division to divide its power, shaping the 39th Blended Detachment. Acting without approval by the sovereign or focal government in Tokyo, Hayashi requested the 39th Blended Unit to cross the Yalu waterway that very day into Manchuria. The Bureau had to yield the highlight the military a short time later, and the development of the 39th Blended Detachment from Korea was approved on 22 September. Following his order in Korea, Hayashi was made Monitor General of Military Preparation and an individual from the Preeminent Conflict Board from 1932 to 1934. In 1932, he was granted with the request for the Consecrated Fortune, First Class, and in 1934, he was granted the request for the Rising Sun, First Class. From 1934 to 1935 Hayashi was Armed Force Priest, and again individual from the Incomparable Conflict Committee from 1935 until his retirement the following year. As Armed Force Pastor, Hayashi was an ally of significant General Tetsuzan Nagata, who was head of military department and the head of the Tsuchiya group inside the magnificent Japanese army, according to whom the Tsuchiya scored a triumph in July 1935 when General Jinzaburo Masaki, one of the heads of the Tsuchiya group, was eliminated as Reviewer General of Military Preparation. Yet, Nagata was killed the following month. The Aizawa episode. The battle between the Tsuchiya and Tsuchiya groups went on beneath the outer layer of the public authority, and the conflict in North China continued apace until February 1936. Hayashi likewise advanced Fumimaro Kano's principles, as a conservative, among the warmongers, who supported the fiction of a majority rules government, and the head's job with an guide bunch against left-winger, extremist warmongers, drove by Kingaro Hashimoto, needed a tactical shogunate. Hayashi additionally happened to the leader of more prominent Japan Muslim Association, Dai Nihon Keiki Kaikai. Hayashi filled in as state head of Japan for a short 4-month time frame in 1937. Later, from 1940 to 1941, he was a privy councillor. Hayashi experienced an intracranial drain in January 1943 and kicked the bucket at his home of 4 February without recovering awareness. He was post-mortem granted the request for the Brilliant Kite, 4th class, and the request for the Paulownia Blossoms. His grave is at the Tamarine Burial Ground in Fuku, Tokyo. Thanks for watching this video.